Which order prayer should be removed to make the graphic function? I got to be.
To be, talk to me about what you recognize about me. You know, I'll be a little in touch.
All I had to explain it. Well, like. I ain't gonna lie, I did not know how to explain it.
Yeah, but talk to me.
For my explanation, like I got every input has one output.
Go right then up there for me. Mary, talk to me.
I can write it over here.
Perfectly in that white space, yeah. Mary, talk to me. Uh-huh.
There's two, things to do that have actually.
To what? When she finished, I'm gonna get you from over there and circle and show me exactly what you're talking about. No. Okay, right beside what you told me, 2 X's. Lucas, talk to me. Talk to me, we still on one, talk to me. That's you, you got some additional add to what they got? Austin?
Was that there was only there's 2 sixes inside the X.
Function, this is the definition, so I know Maxwell gave you that. Every input has exactly one output. She came and told us that we got 2 6s for X's. I thought she was gonna circle right here on the graph to show us that piece. Did Maxwell tell you something called a pencil line test?
Oh, yeah, you put something on the paper and
Anytime they ask you about a function, put your pencil up there and make sure, like she said, we're not touching more than one point at one time. Any questions on it?
Huh?
Yeah, it's called pencil line test or the vertical line test, yes. Most of the time they'll say vertical to remind you, hey, it go up and down. But when I came through with the pencil line test, so I like to stick with that. Come on, Jack, you too. Who telling me we can't function without answer choices? Get in the habit of it, I don't like answer choices. You have to show me, you know, some math.
So I did 1 times 10 to the negative 9th divided by 1 times 10 to the negative 3rd, which gave me 1 times 10 to the power of 6. So a meter.
What you did either, cause that would have been -6.
A negative divided by a negative.
A -9 minus a -3 is gonna give me a -6, not a
Divided.
+6. You subtract exponents, do you not? So,
My brain was thinking in different things.
and that's everybody, negative. How do I know which one is the biggest negative and which one is the smallest?
Cause the smallest one that's a negative is larger than the biggest.
Give me an example.
With
If you have
negatives,
like that, if you have.
So I got a -9 and -3. In order to set it up correct, I need to know which one is the biggest one.
The -3 is bigger because.
So what need to go on top? Yes. That was it. Y'all gotta pay attention to which is biggest and which is smallest. So you gotta remember, the larger negative, the smaller it is.
Small, like,
And that was a division, cause they said how many times larger, so we are dividing. So the only thing you had to do was subtract your exponents, -3 minus a -9. Negative gonna change to a positive, so -3 plus 9, 9 minus 3 will give us what? 1 times 10 to the 6. Or which would have been 1 million. So all of y'all that got them negatives exponents and then 0.000001, make sure you pay attention to which is the largest one and which is the smallest one. Questions on?
I had the answer backwards.
Just
I
like
had one time
They
figured
had
it
the
out.
answer, they can still send them wrong. So that's why it told us to show our work or to give an explanation. You gotta learn some math. If you can explain it to us, I know you got it. If you can show it to us, I know you got it. If you can do either or, we got an issue. All right, I don't believe in wasting paper, draw this squiggly line under your bed work. Good job, Mary, just like that. You like that, Jamada. Today we're moving into 8 EE5, graph and proportional relationships. Shouldn't be too much because most of it you got last year. Put that up there for about 5 minutes. I ain't gonna say get what you need, I'm gonna say get 5 minutes. If something I forgot or don't recall, put it in your notes. Y'all know me, I like to actually repeat stuff. About 5 minutes. Alright, proportional relationship, unit rate, talk to me. Anybody in here blind or something?
Oh, unit rate is represented by the slope constant of proportionality of the graph, right?
Alright, so unit rate, you should have known by now that it's the same thing as constant of proportionality. Maxwell taught you to define the unit rate by doing what? Rise over run, or we can do what?
So formula. Wait,
Use 2 points and the slope formula. What is the slope formula? No.
you said.
Y2 minus Y1.
Yeah, you learn that now. I promise it's the same from now to then. So unit rate, same thing as our constant of proportionality, rise over run, or use slope formula to find the slope. Or we can find it when x is equal to what? 1. Proportional relationship. It also reminded us that y-intercept should be what? Should be, because all go through. Everything I'm asking you was there. Everything you have to think about is there. So proportional relationship, it goes through what? Origin. That's something you should recall from 2nd grade. If not, I'm giving it to you again. So equation form. Y equals to what? Just y equals mx. What's my b? 0. Do I gotta put my 0?
No.
Why? What you did think about proportional relationship, they go through what? So will they have a b?
No.
The b is understood to be, and I ain't gotta write it with 0. So that's why the only part of that equation is y equals mx. It also told us all proportional relationships are what? Linear. That means it's gonna make a straight what? It's always straight line. All proportional relationships make a straight line. And they go through the what? My equation form is y equals to. Why don't I have to have the plus b? And the origin is? Okay. And the last thing it told us is before you can do what? And they're gonna give it to you in different forms. What's the way they may give you information about slope? A graph for the plane,
Word problem.
word description,
Word problem. No, okay.
y'all missing one of the main ones, the table. So anytime you compare, they're gonna give it to you in different ways. It's gonna be a table, one may be a graph, and the other one may be a verbal description, meaning in words. So that means we gotta be able to use the descriptions or whatever they give us to first find out what. So you can't compare if I don't know what the two are. Questions on it? Anybody still getting something? What you was still getting, buddy? You gotta get it from a friend now. Now, I'm gonna give you the first example, I start reading to you.
A website contains hundreds of different recipes, including with each recipe is a table that gives.
I'm calling her, you gonna be missing some, she gonna be missing some, and then mama's gonna be wondering why you said a math with 2 teachers, and math with, and then you got me sketching, so talk to me, make it make sense, I only got 50 minutes, I use all my time. We ain't got time to be looking at folks, calling folks, I make sure everybody have calculators, so shouldn't have that, whisper, none of that. I'm sorry, yes.
A website contains hundreds of different recipes, including each recipe is a table that gives the approximate cost for the different numbers of serving. Find the unit cost for this recipe, then write an equation for finding the cost of every serving.
I'm just passing up front and back. Same thing. All right, so this is our first example. I guess I'll look at it. Told me to find the unit cost, and then we're gonna make an equation. How can I find my unit cost? Proportional relationship. Divide what? No, not no 2 by 250.
It's 250.
So somebody need that on your paper. We divide y by x. So I want y'all to remember that. That's only if it's proportional, going through the order, divide Y by X. So we'll do the 250 divided by 2. You should have been playing with that since kindergarten to know that that'll be how much. Lord, y'all wanna play with money enough. Lucas don't wanna play with money. Half of that is $1.25. Now it said writing in the equation. What's our equation form of proportional relationships?
H1, H2.
No, that's slope form. What's the equation form for proportional relationship? Y equals mx. What do we just find our slope to be? What's our equation?
2.8.
Now, you said equation form is y equals to mx. M represents our slope. What's another name for our slope? That's in your notes, ain't it? What's another name for our slope? No. That's how you find it. Rate of change, which is another name for what?
Unit.
Which is another name for? It's in parentheses or something. Should have been hidden.
The constant of proportion.
Constant of proportionality. So if I don't find my slope, what's my equation?
Is it Y2?
Then 1.25x, that's an expression.
2.5.
The point is to know equation gonna be in the same form. Y still gonna be Y. What do we say M is? What do we find our slope to be? It's another name for unit rate. Y'all, it gotta stick. It gotta stick. So what's my slope? And what's variable behind it? Put your Y equals in the front. It's gonna be the same every time. Y equals to mx. Whatever your unit rate is, stick it in front of that x. It's gonna be the same every time. So only hard part is finding your slope and make sure you set it up correctly and divide correctly. Talk to me, Jay.
That is confused. I had that written down in the beginning, but then they started throwing all these such big things.
And that's the point. That's how word problems be. They're gonna start throwing all this extra stuff that I really don't even care nothing about or pay attention to. And then now it got me thinking. I thought I knew what the unit rate was, but now I'm really thinking. I promise it's still the same. It's gonna work the same. Come on, finna go to the bathroom. The rest of you go ahead and have a look at example 2. I think I put 2 on there. Of course, relationships are the easiest. I don't think I find it slow. Jack, you in charge?
Kind of crazy. Yeah, I think I made some nice. This whole world said, Mr. Nelson was crazy enough to deal with all the stuff that they had to do to get the music stuff working.
I think you wrote it. He dressed. And he talked. What do you Oh, she's you know what you remember. Yeah.
What you wanna take in my bed, baby? Begin my little cheese. All right, now to example 2. It says the price of X pounds of almonds at the snack shack is represented by Y equals to 6.5X. And the cost at the Nut is shown in the graph. Which store sells almonds at a lower unit cost and how much lower? Just snickering for a boy. What's for more? Or how many things are we talking about?
Two shops.
2. What are the 2? Snack shack and the Nut Hut. What information did they give us about the snack shack? So they gave us an equation. What does that equation tell us about the snack shack?
That's the price.
This the what?
That's the price of pound of all.
It's the unit rate. So what's the unit rate?
6.5.
So $6.50. The Nut Hut, what information did they provide us? They gave us a graph. So that means I got to know how to read a graph to get our slope. Now it's proportional, so it's going through the origin. What can I do to find that slope? I can, give me a point, Stephen. Who?
You can do 2 by 2.
So the point would be 212. So notice he said a point. So I expect him to give me a point. So the point would be 212. So 12 divided by 2 would give us what? Your note told you an easier way to find the unit rate of a graph.
No, just study.
No, it's slow. So good. But I want.
I put question relationship.
It was something after use 2 points in the slope formula. It said something there. When X is what? 1. It's proportional, meaning it went through the what? When X is 1, it's gonna give me my unit rate. That only works with proportional relationships. Only those that go to the origin. So at 1 is my unit rate. What we at 1? 6. Did we find 6 be the same unit rate? So several ways you can go about doing it. Pick out a point, divide y by x. Or I'm gonna go to my one, if they got it on my graph, and I'm gonna just get my unit rate. So the nut, what's the unit rate? $6. So now that I done found both of them, I'm gonna read the other question. It asks, which store sell almonds at a lower unit cost? Who makes them cheaper? So that's my first answer, the Nut Hut. It then asks you how much lower. So I got $6.50 and $6. Yeah, we've been doing numbers and math for so long, so you can say 50 cents lower. Or you can write it as a money 50 cents. The whole point is for you to see, they gonna give it to you in 2 different ways. This one, we got one that's a verbal description with an equation. The other, they gave you a graph. Sometimes it may be a table. But make sure we able to determine the difference between the two. Any questions on it? We'll give you about 1 minute to have a look at number 3. All right, somebody start reading.
What is the slope of the graph?
Slope of the graph. Talk to me, what we know?
So formula.
Okay, we can use slope formula, so that must mean you found 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay, get,
1.5. Do it.
so that's not your 2 points. That'll be 2 and 1.5. So you did 1.5 divided by 2. So when I asked y'all for the point, remember the points is X and Y.
Wait.
But I got you, so you divided 1.5 and 2, and what they gave you, baby? All right, Gabby, what 2 points did you use?
I think I did this wrong.
Which
I had my answer that I got it in a fraction and 0.75 is on top.
give me what you,
Yeah,
what did you do? What 2 points did you use?
I did 2 minus 1.
I need to know the 2 points.
Oh, wait a minute.
So that would be what? 1 and 0.75, like goodness. Yeah, y'all gotta put your points before you start trying to put them in an equation. So why we tell them, don't give them no equation until you see some points. Done, then your eyes will be up here. So I use all my 50 minutes. We ain't got no excuses there. I'm failing because she didn't teach me this and she didn't give me this and she did. Because I know I'm giving you exactly what you need, so that's up to you to make sure you get it. So before you start trying to put in your thing, you need to make sure you actually got your 2 points wrote. So that'll be X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So that'll be 1.5 minus 0.75 divided by 2 minus 1. Is that what you got?
Yes, ma'am.
So now they gave you 0.5 over 1, right? So we gotta remember, anytime I write it over 1, just write it without the 1.
I had did that, but I had forgot to write my points down.
It's the same thing.
I did.
So you can either way. Now I prefer this way because it's proportional. It goes through the origin. So I'm gonna do the easiest way. Now this approach will work, but it's best when it didn't go through the origin. But if she wanna stick with that way and she get correct answer each time, I'm gonna tell you to stick with that approach.
That's how I do it too.
Now, if you wanna just do y divided by x, you can because it's proportional. Notice we still got the same what? Somebody could have just looked right here at 1 and went up and said, oh, it's between a half and 1. What quarter is between a half and one? 75 cents. So I'm saying, it's several ways that people go about getting the answer. I'm the type of person, use what works for you. As long as I can understand it and you understand it, it'll work every time. I'm gonna say use it. That was Lucas. I wouldn't think just like Lucas, oh, let me go to one. Remember, partial relationships is easy. Or I would have did like Janira, wow with X. But I also like my slope formula too, because I was a real geeky math nerd. I love my math. So I do like my slope formula. I liked all that complex stuff, this number, this. I love this. But whichever one work for you. Any questions on it? All right, try the next one. You about 30 seconds to a minute.
Actually, allow me to do the shot of work, use it.
Yes, I just need to see it.
On the stuff like this, you could use watch that thing, the thing that I can use on the grass and stuff.
Yeah. You can use that with it. Yeah. Remember your table, so top is X and then bottom is Y. So if you want, if you want to label your table, you can. Still working a little bit, I'm gonna start reading. It says the equation U equals 0.99 C shows the value of the US dollar compared to the Canadian dollar on one particular day, where C equals to the value of the Canadian dollar and U equals to the value of the US dollar. The table shows the value of the US dollar compared to the Australian dollar on the same day. Was the US dollar closer in value to the Canadian dollar or the Australian dollar today? So we're talking about two different things. How did they give us Canadian? Okay, so they gave us an equation for Canadian. How did they give us Australian?
Girl.
Okay,
A table.
yes, table. I'm gonna go ahead and put my X and Y just in case. So Canadian, what's my unit rate? If you want to, but I just asked you one question, which was, what's my unit rate?
0.99.
0.99. We don't get it all. They give us the unit rate, 0.99. All right, now with Australian, how can we find the unit rate? She said divide 0.95 by 1. What you ended up with, baby? And I thought somebody was gonna say just go to when X is equal to what? X is equal to 1. It's proportional. I keep telling y'all proportional. I'm gonna choose the easiest approach. X is equal to 1. So what's your equation? Yes. All right, so now let's make sure we answer the question. The question said, was the US dollar closer in value to the Canadian or was it Australian?
US dollar.
The US dollar is closer to Canadian than Australian.
But 0.04.
How many cents is the American dollar?
99.
The American dollar is one.
If you got 100 pennies, that's $1.
100 pennies, right? And how do I write 100 pennies? 1.00, right? So, is my 0.99 close to that, or is my 0.95 close to that? So we would answer and say Canadian. How many cents is that?
One cent.
Boy, so we would say Canadian by 1 cent. It's close to Canadian by 1 cent.
I was even 0.95 and 0.99, that's what I'm for.
Oh, you subtracting them too. I got you. I got you. So make sure we kind of watch it to know which two we need to be subtracting this the. Be about a minute to take a peek at the next one. That might be the rare one we ever look at or not. We'll see.
What graph they want us to use? Okay.
It's not a graph.
They just want you to think in terms of a graph. Based on the information they gave you. I'm gonna read it, what's on you still thinking. It says the unit cost per pound for green beans is represented by the equation y equals 1.2x. Which of these points is not on the graph of the proportional relationship? Now, how do I know if you're gonna fit on the graph of that proportional relationship?
You got a dog.
I could draw it, Randy.
You could multiply.
Or you can look at the reference they already gave you.
Add it by itself. No, that take too much. If anything, I'm gonna use my equation and substitute. What you divided, Peyton?
I divided 2.4. I did 2.4 divided by 2.
Yeah.
You get 1 half.
1.2.
See, you did the same thing.
I did the same thing, yeah.
And B, it is 0.8 with, 0.823.
So which one is our answer?
D.
Now, origin, the one with the origin, you really can't check it because we automatically know that it's gonna be what? And all proportional relationships go through what? Origin. So I'll say don't count it because they all supposed to go through the origin. So then the only other ones you would do with check, yes, divide your y by x. Other approach would be to substitute for your variable, because they gave us our equation. So substitute your x variables into that equation. So that'll be 1.2 times 2, which will give me my 2.4. I would then check 1.2 times 4, and I know 12 times 4 is 48, so 4.8. Then I would check by 12. 1.2 times 12, I know 12 and 12 is 144, so 14.4. Wrong. That was your approach? Like I say, either approach works. You could divide y by x for my people who can easily, I'm gonna divide them out and see if it works. But it only works if they are what kind of relationship? Proportional. If it's not proportional and then go through the origin, it is not going to work. You got it?
Yeah.
But this method is always guaranteed to work. Even if they got a plus B over there. But you
I
don't
know
work.
that makes it this time.
Use it this time. All right, give you one more minute. Try the next one. 1, 2, and then we got a 5. Good start on it. So you'll probably have the remaining 5 for homework. It said examine the graph of lines A and B below, which statement is true? Each answer source is talking about what? Slope. So that means before I do anything else, I may want to find my what? Yeah, find my slope of both. Looking at A and B, which one is proportional?
B.
B, so I can find my slope of B by doing what?
Y divided, wait.
Y divided by
By
X.
Use the what? Use the what? I'm gonna go to 1. And what's that? The 1.
One.
So I know the slope of B is equal to 1. See if the little thing. Now A, did it go through the origin?
No.
No, so I may want to pick out my 2 points, or better yet, they already gave me a graph, so what should I use? Rise over, yes. What's my rise?
1.
What's my run?
2.
So the slope of A is. So you have several ways of finding your slope. Divide y over x, do my rise over run, all kind of stuff. So now that we got our slope, what's our answer?
A.
A has a smaller slope than B. Questions on it?
No.
Any questions? All right, you got the remaining 4 for homework, which is the back. Put the notes and stuff, you should have a notebook, folder, binder. Keep it all in the same place, we're gonna be using them notes and stuff tomorrow, so hopefully you keep up with your stuff. Oh, and I didn't do grade reports, cause you get progress reports tomorrow. Huh? I took them out. So I gotta put them back in. I tried to put them in last night, it still won't let me. I told them this morning, so hopefully they'll have to fix this evening, so I can go back and put in your grade. I'ma just stick with whatever was on the last progress report I gave you last week. I did keep a copy for myself, so that'll be what I start you off with. For math, if it was less than a 60, I said I'm gonna take them to a 60. So that means you ain't got no excuse if I'm starting you off at least at a D. What y'all need to do nothing but grow, so hopefully we do expectation. Oh, my calculators, who was first in week, Jack? The board box, you go go and get here. Yeah, or, yeah. Yeah. Me? I have a taco. She did, well, she broke it, it slipped. You let me take some. All right, baby. Can I have a taco? Oh, I think I
My daddy saw me screaming. Like, God, I want to scream to my That's the day.
Come on here.
We gonna run the like 101. And basketball. So son.
What you on there, Prince?
It's gonna be second more about my choices before I choose.
Double check, slow down. I think I told